Hello guys. Good day. Nice to be with you again. So let's go over our introduction to the world of fungi, which is mycology. So today, what are we going to discuss? So what are the importance of mycology? I think I will just run through this, the different structures, different terminologies under this field. What are the clinically significant infections? We have it's cla- it's classified into four or five, and we have sexual and asexual spores. So let's go. Let's begin. So for the importance of the world of mycology, of course, we have edible mushrooms. We have the most coveted, expensive truffles. So these are mushrooms. So if you talk about mycology, first thing that would come into your mind are mushrooms, but the one that we use for the bakeries and making our San Miguel and Red Horse is a yeast called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Our Penicillium roqueforte for our blue cheese or our moldy cheese, and of course, in agriculture or pest control, we also have entomopathogenic fungi. So when we say entomology or insects. So pathogenic to insects. So some fungus are used to control harmful insects in agriculture and entomopathogenic fungi. All right. So our fungi has so many uses. So if you have a citrusy drink that is massively manufactured, the one source of that citrus flavor is actually not our citrus but our Aspergillus niger. So it's one of the sources for mass producing citric acid. Guys, this is not harmful for you, no. Nakakatakot lang yung itsura ng Aspergillus niger. So niger, yan. So it's black, yan. It's dark colored. Um, it is used for as a precursor on creating vitamin C and or ascorbic acid. Grabe lang use, no? So, and one of the most important uses um of fungi is of course the creation of antibiotics. Actually, Alexander Fleming is one of the most important figures for antibiotics, but he was not able to um, purify penicillin. Okay, so he's a professor at St. Mary's Hospital in London. So in 1928, so after leaving for vacation, when he came back, he saw that his Staphylococcus plates has a zone of inhibition where Penicillium notatum, a mold, is growing. So he had a hypothesis that this Penicillium notatum is able to kill Staphylococcus. So, however, during his time, Penicillium notatum is used for antiseptic purposes only. So, after 20 years, that's the only time that penicillin was purified into an antibiotic. So, guys, just so you know, no, that though we're talking about fungi, the fungal world, that antibiotic resistance, microbiologic resistance has been discovered so early. Okay, there has been resistance so early for antibiotics. So after 20 years of discovery of penicillin, actually there are gram-negative resistant gram-negative bacteria which are resistant to penicillin already. Yan. So, very early on, guys, antibiotic resistance has been a problem. And it's getting worse year by year. Okay? So, kayo ba? what are the ways would we fight against antibiotic resistance as health professionals, right? And even antifungal resistance has been already noted. So there are a lot of fungi who are resistant to azoles, to the common antifungals that are present in the market. So that could be a problem, especially those who are immunocompromised, those who has comorbidities. So, well lang, just so you know, meat industry is responsible for 73% of antibiotic use, no? So in the agricultural animal husbandry, guys, ang taas ng antibiotic use. Yan, antibiotics are mostly used in our food production than in humans. So, yun, so it's a whole system approach. Hindi lang dapat healthcare workers ang responsible for educating people for responsible antibiotic use, but even the agricultural sector, the food sector. So, moving forward, guys, so let's get to know our different fungi, right? So we're not going to focus on mushrooms for this class, but we will focus on three types of fungi. Molds, three forms of fungi, I mean. So we have the multicellular, which are your molds, the unicellular, which are your yeast, and your dimorphic fungi. And so what's amazing about this dimorphic fungi is it could have two forms. It could be in mold form and yeast form. And the yeast form of dimorphic fungi is the one that usually causes diseases. Okay? So mold in 30 degrees Celsius or at body temperature, it will always be a mold, okay? It will be unchangeable. Yeast, the same, okay? Whatever temperature, yeast will always be yeast. Unlike dimorphic fungi, guys, at room temperature, it's in mold form. And that's its environmental form or saprophytic form. But once it enters the body, it turns into yeast and it becomes pathogenic. Galing, no? So mycology is the study of fungi. They are eukaryotic cells. So the most simple definition of eukaryotic cells, it has true nucleus, meaning its nuclear chromatin, nuclear materials are enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Okay? Unlike prokaryotes, unlike bacteria, wala yung nuclear envelope or membrane. Okay? So it has forms, single-celled or multi-celled, and its source of nutrition is is heterotrophic or saprophytic. Pag sinabi kasi nating saprophytic, it's related with land, right? Or decomposition. So it gets its food from decomposing organic materials. So it could be harmful, no? The saprophytic nature of it could be destructive, the saprophytic nature of fungi because it spoils our food, right? So the mycelium, the root system, allows the fungi to take over, to spread all over the food, right? So we have, and mamaya we will discuss the main parts. So mycelium is the root system or the network of filaments, the thread-like structure called hyphae. We have, so your mycelium is made up of hyphae. It's like the branches of your fungi. And we also have what's unique about the fungi are it has cell wall. Okay? So it is the only eukaryotic, tama ba ako? Only eukaryotic cell that has cell wall. I mean, it is the only microbiological um subs microbiological particle that will learn which has um cell wall. Okay, bacteria do not have cell wall, parasites do not have cell wall, prions do not have cell wall. Okay, and it produces mycotoxins. And one of the most poisonous mycotoxin is called aflatoxin, right? So usually produced by your Aspergillus flavus, Aspergillus parasiticus, according to CDC, that eat a large amount of aflatoxin. So this aflatoxin is usually found in grains, so in corns, in beans, and it affects the liver and could also cause cancer. Yan. It is genotoxic. Tindi, no? All right. So what's unique about the fungi? It has a rigid cell wall, right? So what else? It has hyphae or hypha, hyphae. Yan, which one is singular, which one is plural. So your bacteria could have different forms like cocci or coccus, bacilli, rod shape, or spirillum, yan, or spirella. So for fungus, so we have yeast, usually it's circular, and hyphae looks like it's branching. Okay. So your fungus reproduced pores through by spores and budding. We will talk about reproduction. So depending on the form, okay? So, yan, your fungi could reproduce through budding. It could also reproduce through fission. It could reproduce through fragmentation. So it's non-motile, meaning it has no way to move as a means for locomotion. Wala siyang flagella. It definitely has cell wall, and it's usually aerobic or usually facultative aerobic. It needs oxygen. Okay. So is there a fungi which is anaerobic, which does not require oxygen? Meron ba? Yeah. So what else are the characteristics of fungi? So some fungi, definitely they could affect people, and there are fungi which only affects cats, right? Like Microsporum canis, cats, dogs. For the sources of nutrition of fungi, so it thrives in a pH of 5. So it's a bit acidic or alkaline environment. Yeah. So modes are usually aerobes. So requires oxygen. Yeast are facultative anaerobes. What does that mean? And it grows in low moisture and low nitrogen. So for cell wall, yan, simulan na natin, isa-isahin natin yung structures of fungi. So the outermost layer is the cell wall. Then we have the membrane, right? So the cell wall components, according to this photo, is we have monoproteins, beta-glucans, and chitin. So chitin is like a protein that's also found in like the shell of shrimps, of crabs. So cell wall is so important to protect the cell from osmotic pressure and mechanical stress. So what does that mean? So in cases of changes in the tonicity of the environment, yan. So the changes in the acidity of the environment, water pressure changes, yan. It keeps the whole fungi intact, okay? But though it protects the fungi, it still makes the cell permeable. It allows the oxygen, oxygen, carbon dioxide to move freely through the cell membrane, yung mga gas natin. Cell wall is for structural strength. So the one that gives it strength is chitin. It's highly immunogenic. Huwag niyo kakalimutan yan na. And it activates the humoral and cellular response. So once a fungi enters your body, yan, a mold or a yeast, the cell wall stimulates the activation of the immune system. Okay, so the presence of the cell wall, the size of the fungi stimulates, activates. So nagigising yung immune system. Oh, may kalaban, no? So it activates the humoral response. When we say humoral response, it activates your B cells, the production of antibodies, and it activates your T cells. Yan. So the production of cytokines. Yan. But what's great about the Candida cell wall, yan, it's able to hide the fungi from immune response and make it resistant to antifungal and stress. Yan. So if the body has a way of protecting itself through the humoral and cellular response, yung Candida rin, no, it could hide. It could hide from the immune response. Yan. It could hide from your WBCs, from your different cells, and it could be resistance to antifungal. So the cell wall is the target of these drugs, antifungal drugs like caspofungin, micafungin, and anidulafungin. Yeah. So cell wall is the target of antifungal therapy. So while ago we look at Candida cell wall, and here is the membrane of the Cryptococcus neoformans. So this is one of the most important, according to WHO, one of the important fungi. So the cell wall allows the Cryptococcus. So Cryptococcus causes fungal meningitis. It affects the brain. Of course, apparently it also affects the lungs. So once you have inhaled your Cryptococcus, it could disseminate from the lungs to the brain. Grabe, no? Activation of no protective host immune response. So it hides from their T helper cells, yung cellular response. So, I mean, if we have means to protect our bodies, fungi also has means to resist antifungals and to cause mycosis. So cell membrane contains ergosterol, and ergosterol is the site where it is targeted by amphotericin B, nystatin, and azole. Example of azoles are fluconazole and ketoconazole. Yan. So I placed photos right here. So I don't know if you had a fungal infection yan, di ba? Uso yan, Nizoral cream. So in molecular biology, or especially in COVID-19 testing, if the sample could not be processed immediately, or it could be transported, we have this VTM, viral transport medium. And one of the contents of this is it has amphotericin B. Yan. So that no fungi will grow in the virus transport medium. Viral transport medium or viral transport medium yan. So we have also nystatin. It is an antifungal, right? Yeah. So for me, looking at this, you could see this in our bacteriology section. This is one of the um tablets present there. Yeah. So if you would look closely, it's not an antibiotic, but it's an antifungal. We have nystatin in the laboratory. So yan, the nucleus. Since your fungi is a eukaryote, it's enclosed by a nuclear membrane. And I place here ribosome. Okay. So your marker for for the molecular diagnosis of fungi. So to be able to identify if a ma- organic substance is a fungi or a bacteria, here are the markers that we could use in molecular biology, right? So in 16S, ribosomal rRNA, it is used for detecting bacteria, right? So if your eyes are closed, however, if you have detected in your PCR 16S rRNA, most probably that matter is a bacteria, okay? And if you have detected 18S RNA, it the alien, you're trying to identify an unknown organism, that's a marker for fungi, right? So we could buy primer to be able to identify whether that substance is a bacteria, that substance is a fungi, right? So moving on, so we're done with the membranes, the nucleus, the ribosomes. We have three classification of your hyphae. So your hyphae came from the word hype, which means web. So it's thread-like, it's web-like, it's thin, transparent, and tubular wall. Okay. So this distinguishes our mold from other microorganism. Okay. So your molds has hyphae. Okay. Your yeast doesn't have hyphae. So your hyphae are differentiated into three. We have septated, meaning it's divided into walls, the hyphae has walls in between them. Yan. So cellular separation or cross walls. And we have sparsely septate or sinusitic, formerly aseptate. So hindi pala siya sobrang walang septate, no? It has septate but not a lot. Okay, it has cellular separations. Yan. But a little, just a little bit. Cellular separation or transverse wall. And we have pseudo-hyphae. Yan. Pseudo-hyphae is unique, right? It doesn't look completely branching. However, you could find elongated yeast-like forms. So usually Candida albicans has pseudo-hyphae, especially if it's growing, it's thriving in an environment. It's a chain of successive budding yeast. So this is not a hyphae, right? It just tends to look like a hyphae it's it's um since it's growing. Sabi niya, chains of successively budding. So these are not hyphae. It just looks like a hyphae, right? So, so when a yeast enters the body, it is able to colonize the tissue, and the pseudo hyphae allows it to spread all over the tissue and increase the ability to acquire nutrients from the tissue. So once an hyphae are formed, it could invade, it could spread all throughout the different, can disseminate to the different parts of the body. So we have mycelium, where your mycelium is made up of the intertwining hyphae. So we have vegetative hyphae and the aerial hyphae. So vegetative hyphae are the submerged hyphae, and the aerial hyphae is the one that is above the culture media. So you could see it. So what's challenging, guys, if we will culture molds, and I hope we would have the chance to culture mold, is that we observe both the aerial hyphae and the vegetative hyphae. So we observe the obverse, the aerial hyphae and the reverse of the culture media. okay, the vegetative hyphae. So that's a way of identifying your modes is through the presence of this hyphae. Yan. So, verse media sa taas, yan, you're watching it, and reverse. So, as you can see here, we have Penicillium and Aspergillus. The aerial hyphae looks unique, okay? So, that's a way of identifying it. So, this structure, you could only see it under the microscope. But with your naked eye, you could observe its color, its shape, its topography, its size. Ayun. And guys, some just like your bacteria has capsules, your yeast also has capsules, okay? So adding capsule makes the yeast more virulent, okay? It may influence the growth of fungus by preventing dissociation of buds and dispersion of yeast. It doesn't allow it contains the yeast is the use of capsule. Just like your bacterial capsule, it's made up of carbohydrates, polysaccharides. So this is Cryptococcus neoformans. Yan. Pangalawa na to ha, na bisita ng Cryptococcus neoformans. Please memorize this. One of the most important yeast. Okay? So the yeast, let's learn more about yeast. They are non-filamentous. There's no filament, there's no hyphae present. They are unicellular. So this is just one yeast, okay? The second yeast is produced by budding. So they are spherical and oval and are for form where most infected tissues are observed. Right? Reproduction could be through fission, just like your bacteria, but most common is budding, right? So fission, we have one cell and it will dissociate into two. Okay? Budding, the parent cell produces as protuberance and the nucleus divides and migrates to the bud. So that's budding and this is fission. So when fission happens, the photos said note the cell differences. So in fission there is elongation. So the yeast become longer. It becomes rod-like in shape. Unlike your budding yeast, it keeps its spherical shape. So, yung dimorphic fungi. So, one example of dimorphic fungi is Histoplasma capsulatum, which causes histoplasmosis. So, this Histoplasma capsulatum usually comes from the soil, comes from bat droppings, and once the mold was inhaled by a person, the mold at 37 degrees Celsius will morph into a yeast form. And the yeast will be the one to infect the tissue organs. So, ang galing, no? So, usually at room temperature, the fungi that is dimorphic is mold form or it's in its saprophytic form. But once there is increased temperature at 37 degrees, magiging yeast siya. Homework, what does SDA mean? And BHI. So these are common fungal culture mediums. Alright. So ito guys, wala kayong choice, no? I-memorize natin because I won't ask it now. Yan, pwede rin. But, I will ask this in the future. So, we have Histoplasma capsulatum. It has mold forms and also has yeast forms. And sabi dito sa Paracoccidioides brasiliensis, the yeast looks like ano ang tawag doon? Parang yung wheel ng ship. Yan. Anong term doon? Paracoxid. Parang driving wheel ng ship, whatever. So, um, this fungi is specific on different areas, okay? So we have this Talaromyces marnefi is so important because it's found here in Southeast Asia. So it's 10% of people with AIDS in Hong Kong, they could get Talaromyces marnefi. Yes. So, Coccidioides immitis is from California. Paracoccidioides brasiliensis is Brazil and South Africa, South America. Histoplasma capsulatum is in the US. Yan. Blastomyces dermatidis, Ohio in the Midwest of the US. And Sporotrix schenkii is rose gardener's disease. So usually the gardeners who were impaled by thorns during gardening could have Sporotrix schenkii. Yan. Pag doble daw yung I, it's schenkii. Yan. So whatever, no? So yeah, practice, no? Practice memorizing the scientific names. So these are our important dimorphic fungi. So you could notice that usually these fungi, these molds are usually found in soil. And of course, you'll be infected if you are immunocompromised. So using protective personal equipment is important when working with soil, yun, in construction, yun, use mask and 95 to prevent inhalation of this mold. So, clinically significant or relevant fungal infection. So, yun, I got this photo at CDC. So usually important fungal infections are usually inhaled from the environment. Yan. So so it has been affecting the uh, all people globally. So these are emerging infections, especially affecting those who have comorbidities, meaning yung mga matagal ng bedridden, matagal ng may sakit, they could be hospital acquired. Yeah. So your mycosis are differentiated into four. We have, yan, galing talaga ng osmosis.org. We have superficial mycosis. So there's no inflammation involved, but these types of fungi love melanin, so it's superficial. We have cutaneous, so there could be inflammation, there could be redness involved, pain, itchiness. We have subcutaneous, affects our connective tissues, and we have systemic mycosis. Okay, so your mycosis are especially your superficial affects the skin, hair, and nails, affects the warm and moist body areas. Yan. So dermatophytes, we have dermatophytes. So example are your ringworm or your tinea. So um ang technical term ng ringworm is tinea. We have Candida species, specifically for those with weak immune system. And we have Aspergillus species. Yeah. Locally invasive disease. Yeah. Aspergillosis, it could affect the lungs. So systemic siya. So example of superficial fungal infection. So there's no inflammation. They feed on keratin. So your hair has keratin, your nails has keratin, your skin, your epidermis has keratin. So ang function ng keratin, guys, it makes your skin waterproof. It holds the water. And it holds the water. It prevents water from entering. Ganyan. So, parang scale-like structure ang keratin eh. So, some fungal infection forms nodules in the hair. So, if it's white, it's called white piedra. Black piedra. So, there's no inflammation involved. We have tinea or Theriasis versicolor. Yan. So, parang sa deer daw yung itsura ng fungus, fawn-like pigment, and tinea nigra. So, maitim na pigments that are found on the skin. So, look at your skin, no? So, are there patches where it's itchy, it's dry? So, baka superficial fungal infection na, no? So, upon the deeper layers of epidermis, we have your ringworm. So, your tinea or your ringworm, the name will differ based on the position or or where in the body it is infected. So we have tinea capitis, ringworm in the head, in the scalp. We have tinea corporis, ringworm in the body. We have tinea pedis or athlete's foot. This ringworm which affects your feet, makes it smelly. We have tinea cruris, so it causes like a rash in the inguinal area, in the groin area. Yan. Makati, namumula. So this is cutaneous because there is inflammation. We have tinea unguium, affects the nails. Grabe, no? Tinea manum, double U, is it affects the hands, and tinea barbae, no? It affects the beards of men, okay? Beards, mustache. So, ayun guys, so it's about taking so preventing ringworm, so it's also about hygiene, okay? Keeping the area dry, not moist. Yan. Going to a reputable barber, no? Check nyo kung saan kayo nagpapagupit, no? Sa Pukis. Kahit sa Pukis yan, nako. Ang makukuha nyo naman, Tinya Barbie, di ba? So, yan. Careful sa pakikipag-holding hands. So, anyway. So, candida infection also affects also a cutaneous infection, no? We have cutaneous candidiasis. So unless it affects other organs, so it could be a systemic fungi, no? So, yan, yung yeast infection in the vagina, oral candidiasis or thrush in AIDS patients, yan, and cutaneous candidiasis. So, my friend said sa doctor that people who has HIV usually starts with the complaint of like herpes or um, mga sugat dito sa bibig, ano. So, yan. So, people who are not yet to be diagnosed with HIV. So these are your example of molds and molds under the microscope. Yan. So who are infected of this mycosis? So factors could be those who are exposed to chemotherapy, yung may cancer, immunosuppressive drugs, those who receive transplant, steroids, marami kasing gumagamit ng steroids, iba-iba. Maybe those who have intense allergies, yan, organ transplant receivers, diba? May AIDS, poorly controlled diabetes, obesity, depending on age. Of course, the younger you are, babies are immunosuppressed, and old individuals, trauma, tight clothing, public showering, moist conditions increases the risk for this infection. Yan. So I like this photo, So example daw ng mga superficial mycosis, we have psoriasis, tinea negra. So your cutaneous fungal infection could affect the epidermis and dermis. Yan. So itong mga tinea na to, we have, ma'am, sabi mo tong nail skin hair sa sa superficial. Yan. So, yan, it could be confusing, So, tinea corporis, unguium are are under cutaneous. So, yan, observe if there is no inflammation or if there's inflammation. So, if there's inflammation, these are your teneas. So, subcutaneous fungal infection, we have chromoblastomycosis and sporotrichosis. Yan. Sporotrichia, subcutaneous area. So, if you were, pag natusok ka ng mga rose thorns ng galing sa plants with apparently there's a mold inside in the thorns. Systemic fungal infections, aspergillosis, Yabba-dabbarfic fungi. Yan. So, subcutaneous fungi or implantation fungi. So, the mode of transmission is percutaneous. So, there's trauma, okay? Na trauma ka, na implant ba? Yan, natusok ka ng something na may fungi, no? So, usually, you could be implanted in the foot pag may naapakan ka. Yan. Mycetoma, chromoblastomycosis. Of course, these are the worst cases, and sporotrichosis. So usually this is an occupational hazard. So if you're not wearing boots during farming, herdsmen, herding animals, carpentry, builders, land workers, and field workers. So systemic fungi now and opportunistic fungi. So here are the cases where it increases the chances of you having systemic fungi. But if you're a healthy individual, you sleep well, you take care of yourself, you don't have any problem with systemic fungi, okay? So hematologic malignancy, those who has leukemia, lymphoma, yan, yung laging nag-antibiotic, 'di ba? Bacteria controls the overgrowth of fungi. The presence of bacteria controls. So, if you are taking so much antibiotic, the bacteria dies, alright? And the fungi do not have any enemies anymore. So, there is an overgrowth of fungi. So here I just want to share. So in 2022, WHO made a fungal priority pathogens list to guide research, development, and public health action. So this is a guide na if ever you want to do research or you want to do programs related to fungi, this is the priority fungi. Okay, so if you wanted, so the critical priority group, the Cryptococcus neoformans, Candida auris, Aspergillus fumigatus, and Candida albicans. So this is ang recommended ng WHO, lahat ng research, lahat ng program is focused dun sa mga critical priority group. Okay, so they rank all the fungi depending on research and development, public health importance, and they rank them. Galing, no? So, yung critical priority group, so we have Cryptococcus neoformans. I love that it has an image. So, it shows that it's a yeast. Streptococcus neoformans shows that it's a yeast with capsule. And sa critical priority group, we have one mold, Aspergillus fumigatus. Yan, because it has increasing resistance to antifungal drugs, and there is a COVID-19 associated pulmonary aspergillosis. So it's found sa mga critical cases of COVID-19, no? Candida auris is spread in hospitals. It's found to be multi-drug resistant. Grabe, no? So, ang hirap. Hirap siya. So, Cryptococcus neoformans is found in pigeon poop, in soil, and trees. Histoplasma capsulatum sa bat poops naman. So, pag histoplasma, usually, prone dito yung mga nagsispelunking, yung pupunta sa sagada, yung may mga bats. So, these are your high priority group. Ito, mycetoma sa paa, subcutaneous, di ba? Nakayaseomyces glabrata. We have yeast right here. And medium priority. Yan, hindi masyadong priority, pero Pneumocystis jirovecii causes pneumonia in AIDS patients. Yan. Talaromyces marnefi, nahanap rin sa AIDS patients. Picha codriavice. Hindi ko lang pa-memorize sa inyo yan, no? Pero, syempre, itong mga critical priority group, yan, paki-note. Alright, so I think this is just short, right? So we have asexual and sexual spores. So a way to identify, classify your fungi is based on how their spores look like. So spores are important for reproduction, para rumami ang fungi. So we have 5 asexual spores. So when we say asexual spores, there's only mitosis, no? But when there's sexual spores, there is sexual reproduction. So there is mitosis, there is meiosis, there is the fusion of nucleus and the fusion of cytoplasm. Yan, yun naman yun. So here I have asexual spores. So naparami itong mga spores na to because of mitosis. We have 5, right? So we have chlamydospores. So thick wall and the walls are round, right? So some chlamydospores are in the terminal end of the hyphae, pero merong mga intercalary. Yan, yung mga nasa gitna, in between the hyphae. So noticeably, it's round, okay? And it has a thick cell wall. Next is arthrospores. So in Coccidioides imitis, so this is a dimorphic fungi, right? So rectangular, thick walled and rectangular ang itsura ng arthrospores. We have conidiospores. So this is what your penicillium and aspergillus are. So notice it's not enclosed in a sac. Yan. So there are 2 types of conidiospores. We also have microconidia and macroconidia. I'll give you an example later. We also have sporangiospores. Sporangiospores are enclosed by a sporangia, which is chlamydospores. So hopefully I could show a better photo later. But itong sporangiospores walang intercalary, walang in-between hyphae. Usually it's terminal, no? So it has a sporangia or a sac, not narangia, ha? And we also have blastospores or blastoconidia. So this has hyphae, okay? But pseudo hyphae. So mamaya pakita ko sa inyo. It's not a hyphae, no? It's just a pseudo hyphae. So this yeast sometimes line up to each other that makes it look like it has a hyphae, but it's not. So this is a diagrammatic photo of your arthrospores, yung rectangular. We have chlamydospores, circular or elongated thick wall. We have sporangiospores. Ito yung may sac. Conidiospores, ito yung blastospores. Yan. So, it's a pseudohyphae. So, arthrospores rin yan. So, what's this? Yeah. So, it's not technically a hyphae, no? It looks like a pseudohyphae. Therefore, this is a blastospores. Yeah. Yung plot twist dito, may chlamydospores. This one, rectangular, what's this? Alam niyo na yan, madali lang yan. Isa lang naman rectangle dyan. This one, what's this one? So, wala, it's not enclosed with a sac. It's conidiospores. This one, yeah, it's not also enclosed by a sac. It's spindle shaped. It's actually conidia, conidiospores, macroconidia. Ma'am, ba't ganon? I know, right? Mamaya I'll show you. So this one is a chlamydospores. It's in the terminal area. Yan. Ang ganda-ganda ng pagka-circle. However, yan. Okay na yan. Chlamydospores. And this one, it has a sac. Kita nyo, bilog na bilog. It's sporangiospores. Alright. So, parang pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, like Candida albicans, guys, it has two. It has chlamydospores and blastospores. It has pseudohyphae. Parang dito actually, mukha siyang pseudohyphae eh. Hindi siya mukhang hyaline. Yan. So, pseudohyphae. So, pseudohyphae are usually long and elongated. And so, blastospores. So, what's amazing about conidiospores? Madali lang i-identify yan as Aspergillus, Penicillium, or conidiospores. However, pag nakakita kayo ng ganito, parang paddle-like shapes, these are macroconidias under conidiospore, no? And the small ones, ang mga cute, is microconidia. Yan. So, to differentiate, actually, Microsporum trichophyton, if I'm not mistaken, these are superficial and cutaneous fungi that causes superficial and cutaneous mycosis. Yan. So, to differentiate them, yan, by the shape of their macroconidia and microconidia. Yan. So, for sexual spores, so note na may plasmogamy, fusion of cytoplasm, and karyogamy, fusion of nuclei. You cannot find it in asexual spores. So in asexual spores, there is only three. We have ascospores. It's enclosed by an ascus. For me, mukha siyang parasite, no? Kasi pahaba. So it has a sac. Unlike your sporangiospores, it's usually circular, no? We have basidiospores. I have a hard time looking for this. For me, this looks like a crown. Yan, kayo na bahala kung anong itsura niya ng basidiospores. So, here in sexual spores, there's a fusion of the nucleus and the cytoplasm, diba? So, nag-fuse sila in a sac. So, its example is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Itong zygospore, dalawang hyphae nag-fuse together, forming a zygospore. Yan. So, there's a fusion of cell from the same hyphae. We have ascospores, basidiospores, and zygospore. ABZ. Dito, asexual spores, kayo na gumawa ng mnemonic nyo. TC, like cabs, or scabs. Double C, eh? Yeah, scab. So, those are your asexual and sexual spores. So do you have any questions? So please type it down on the comment box. Bye-bye.